much playing time as usual tonight, just with the nature of the game, wanting to get the bench involved. But just wanted to talk specifically about Keenan and Max and how having two big guys like that can support Drake.
Yeah, I mean, it opens up a lot for Drake. Gets a lot of the pressure off of him a little bit. We can two reliable posts, and plus with like Max, he can bring up the ball some, and so get the ball out of Drake's hands. But yeah, Keenan and Max is different. It's hard to guard. And then teams would have to worry about them, but also have to worry about Drake and Fred and Jake, and just it's a difficult matchup for a lot of teams.
Yeah, and could you just touch on that a little bit more? Why exactly it's hard to guard specifically the two of them?
Yeah, I mean, because normally you don't have a 6'11" guy on the team, and if you do, you only have one, and then so one of the guys would have to guard him, and then the other second tallest guy would probably have to guard Max and spread you out. And Keenan's actually being able to spread you out now too and step out and hit three, and he hit a couple threes this weekend versus Cannon and Carmel Christian. So it's a tough matchup.
Yeah, and obviously besides their size, because very few teams, like you said, have two guys of that stature who can kind of match up size-wise. What skills specifically do both of them bring to the table that are helpful for you?
They're two very different players. Like Max is more length. He can defend really well on the perimeter, bring up the ball. Very, very good passer. High IQ. And then Keenan is more the muscle. Block shots, rebound, that sort of guy. So they're two very different players, and I think that's what they play off each other very well.
Yeah, and I actually just wanted to touch on that cohesion a little bit more. Saw multiple times. They just were seamlessly working together on defense, kind of feeding off each other on the other end on offense as well. Can you just touch on that and what that's like to watch as a coach?
Oh, it's so much fun, and they get better and better every day. They actually play AAU together, so they play all summer together. And it kind of started from last year. Last year, at the end of the year, they started playing together really well. And but it's pretty fun to watch as a coach, and makes my job a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that they're AAU teammates. That definitely helps. I wanted to touch specifically on Keenan's development as a player. That's something that a lot of people have talked to me about. What has it been like just to see him grow from his time here? Yeah,
I've never seen anything like it before in my life. I've been coaching basketball for about 18 years now. And when we got him as a freshman, he could barely box jump and barely make a layup, and now he's got a couple of Division I offers, and he's getting better and better every day. And this is only his fourth year playing basketball. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy. And, college coaches really need to take notice of Keenan and Max. And, like I keep telling everyone, if you recruit them and you get them, you're going to look really smart in the end. And, I really think that those guys can play on that level. Southern Conference, Big South Conference, I feel like those guys really need to start looking at Keenan and Max both.
Yeah, and that's correct. Just to double check that Keenan didn't play basketball before coming to high school. Yeah.
No, he played in church league. He was actually homeschooled, and then he came in here and played a church league here and there, but nothing organized. Yep.
Yeah. And I guess compare that to kind of like Max's experience coming in, probably a little bit elevated from, never playing, but what was it like just seeing his growth as well?
Well, he actually didn't get to play his sophomore year because of COVID. So when he transferred in his junior year, he took that whole year off. So he was a little rusty coming in, but I mean, his growth and improvement is huge because just with his motor, his ability to dribble the ball now, and his ability to actually play defense sometimes. But, he's buying into that aspect, and it's just him and Keenan are just the potential is sky high with those two.
Yeah. And you said sometimes. What do you mean by that?
I just joke, taking around. Yeah. I like to pick around with them a little bit.
Got it. Yeah. But yeah, I guess just kind of on that note, I was watching them, and in particular, Max, just his ability at his size, just to slide his feet on defense is just remarkable. Can you talk about how? And I would say like especially Max, but just how like their mobility is at their size.
Yeah, I mean we work on it a lot
Yeah.
with strength and conditioning. We have a great strength and conditioning coach, Coach Polis, an assistant coach with me for the last 3 or 4 years. He does a fantastic job with those guys, and he puts them in spots where they're able to get a little bit more athletic. And that was our whole thing this coming into this year. We want to be more athletic, we want to be stronger, and Coach Bowles has done a tremendous job with that.
Yeah. And also just wanted to ask just how they are as teammates and kind of that like off the courts
They're
chemistry.
the best. They're probably this is one of my favorite groups. They're fun. They all get along. There's no drama in between them. It's just a real blessing to be able to coach this group.
Yeah. And I guess also we haven't touched particularly on this, but wanted to ask about Keenan's just rebounding ability. He seemed to be, just dominating the glass when he was in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What does that add to your team just to have that reliance?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we always, our number one thing is defense. We want to get one and dones, and he helps out with that a lot, which is being strong on the board. If he doesn't get it, he's drawing all that attention, and someone else will get it.
Yeah. And I guess kind of just to wrap up, I think this is the last question I had, but obviously you guys have gotten a lot of attention as a team, especially on Drake, and rightfully so, given the UNC commitment and everything. But what is it important to know about what Keenan and Max bring into the fold as well?
Oh, I mean, they're difference makers with the type of defense that we play, as well as the offense that we play. Without them, none of this could happen. We always talk about the whole team, all 12 guys. It's a team thing, and even the last guy on the bench, he's our practice player. He gets us motivated. He gets us, going during practice and on the bench, and he's just as important as our number one player. So I mean, we're like I said, we're very blessed to have all 12 of these guys on this team, and they do what we ask them to do, and they know their roles, and they execute it.
Yeah, awesome. Anything else that you think is important to, I guess, touch on regarding your team or those two specific players?
No, I mean, I just really hope that college coaches come out, really take a look at Keenan and Max. They can play on that level. They deserve some attention. And the way they played this past weekend versus Canton and Carmel Christian, I mean that should say a lot about those two. So hopefully, coaches will be able to come out and watch those two guys play.
Yeah, I guess I think I said that was the last question, but I'd be remiss if I don't follow up. What kind of offers have they gotten so far?
Yeah, Keenan has Navy and Army, and Max has Catawba.
Okay.
So, like I said, I really believe that those two can play on that Division I level, low major, Big South, Southern Conference. So hopefully those coaches are listening to this and come out and watch them.
Yeah, awesome.
They're good kids.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, I guess their performance is also just against this highly ranked competition recently.
Yep, good
So
kids, good academics. Can't ask for more.
Yeah, awesome.
Can't teach 6'11", 6'8".
I got two quick questions. Let's
Go
talk
ahead.
about your newbies.
Yeah.
Let's see. 115, 2, the guys were active. What can you say about those guys? I mean, they stepped up and played big, and it's kind of like you're continuing the tradition, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they play against Drake and Fred and all those guys every day, and it makes them better, and it's fun to watch those guys being able to play and be able to execute, and it makes my job a lot harder trying to figure out who to play, who not to play, but the more the merrier. I mean, we're a pretty deep team after watching tonight, so we got some thinking to do.
Fourth quarter, there was, I think the first time out, you were telling something to the team, and I think I noticed when your guys were sitting on the bench, they were just smiling and all cheering on the other players. What? I kind of heard it, but it seemed to be like, hey, we got this, we're doing well on defense. Did you actually say go have fun on offense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just didn't want them tight, didn't want to worry about turnovers. I mean, they play against, like I said, they play against Drake and Fred and all those guys every single day. And I'm like, you can play offense versus those guys, you can play offense versus pretty much anybody. So just go out there and execute and do what you know what you can do.
All right, and you know I'm going to finish off with the Victor question. Who gets the game ball?
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I'd have to look at the scorebook.
You say that all the time. Come on, you can go 2. You can, if you want, you can say 2.
Here, let me ask Coach. Hey, who gets the game ball?
I think Cam
Cam and Isaiah.
Oh, Cam and
Cam
Isaiah.
and
There you go.
Isaiah.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
Cam
Just
and
reaches
Isaiah.
out to the support
Yeah,
staff, and
yeah.
they got it right
Hey,
there
they do
for
all
him.
they do all the work. Yeah, Cam and Isaiah.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. What's the next game coming up?
Tomorrow night at Orange.
All right, you're heading out there tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
yes,
All right,
sir.
so folks, check them out on Orange. You play well away as you do at home, so that should be an exciting game.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Wilson,
much.
Thank you.